enhance my business knowledge, and same time I will continue my work. That the way was not clear to me. I talked to multiple alums. They gave some time, bit and pieces information I collected, but I was looking some structured program, that someone who can guide me end to end to this path. So that was the stuck point. I was not getting exactly like how my technical experience I will put, and the admission team I will be able to convince them. So these all things making me stuck that time, but I'm so glad to find you and.
Hello everyone, my name is Devansh. I'm the founder of Global Creed. A lot of you have been asking me questions in our one-on-one sessions around what works in ISB, how should I create my essays, what is an average GMAT score, how does a profile which make it to ISB looks like. So to answer all these questions and many more of them, we've started a series called Raw. Yes, of course, this is our version of Raw, which means real advice that works. So in this very first episode of Raw, we are meeting Prathiba. Prathiba is our illustrious alumni. She is one of the top leaders when it comes to the Salesforce industry. She has been active across various social impact projects. She is a very well-known name in the business world. She joined us this year to apply to ISB PGP Pro program. I hope this video answers some of the questions which you have in your mind. So let's deep dive in Prathiba's journey. Hi everyone, this is our first Raw session. And today we're gonna talk to one of our prestigious alumni who has made it to ISB PGP Pro program. And we will talk to her about her journey, what were the things which she has gone through. The idea is it's a full circle when it comes to her, we speaking to her because she started as an aspirant. Now she has made it to ISB PGP Pro. So we'll try to understand how was her journey, what she did, and we'll also talk about why she chose ISB and so on. So it's gonna be a very, very, interesting session. So be with us and let's see how things shape up. All right, Prathiba. So before I start with the start with the actual questions around the ISB application, let me ask you, what has been your journey like till now before starting to prep for ISB? How has been the scenario? Where have you worked? If you want to talk about your journey.
So thank you so much, Devansh, for having me. And before starting the ISB, so I have completed my education, and then I moved to my first corporate job, that was in Atos as a software developer, where I have worked a couple of years as a support work. And then I moved my career to Salesforce. I thought, like, let's go to the technical one that I have studied in the engineering. So I moved my career to Salesforce, and I joined a company called Argon, the Salesforce developer. There I have worked, I think now around 8.5 years. I'm in the same organizations. There I grew as a Salesforce developer to a lead technical consultant. And now day to day, I have worked on multiple Salesforce cloud. I manage the team. I work end to end the delivery of the project. So that's how it has been till now.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think the great journey you had, and I worked with you around those days, so I have seen that from very close end. So, what made you decide on going for ISB? Why ISB out of all these colleges?
So there are a couple of reasons to choosing the ISB. The first thing I will put that the accessibility of the program, because ISB in Hyderabad, and I got married, I have a family. So I do not want to move the city and pursue my education. So that was the first thing to choose ISB. And the curriculum, the kind of curriculum I was looking, they have a weekend program for PGP Pro. I don't want to take a gap and just go for a full-time MBA. So that was the main thing I was looking, that in weekends, or like I can enhance my business knowledge, and same time I'll continue my work. So that is the best suited program from the ISB PGP Pro. and the alum networks of the ISB, which is very diverse in the nature, as we all know. Visiting faculty in the ISP, there are 70% visiting faculty and with the residential faculty. So these all things made me that the perfect fit. ISB is a perfect fit for me, what I was looking.
Right, right. And I remember when we had our first session, you told me that because ISP is just around the corner, so it would be quite easy for you to,
Yes,
travel
yes,
through the place.
yes, yes.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so let me ask you about during the whole journey, right? So while you were preparing, I know you had your work at office, and along with that, you're managing your family, and at the same time, you were also, preparing for ISB application. Was there a time where you felt a bit stuck, and how did you overcome that?
Okay, so honestly, when I started thinking about that ISP, that I need to start my application, and I started by my own. I have looked what is in the profile. I completely got stuck. I was not getting any idea that exactly what is needed in the application, what I need to fill, and how I can. I know I want this thing, but how I will go, that the way was not clear to me. I talked to multiple LMs. They gave some time, bit and pieces information I collected, but I was looking some structure program, that someone who can guide me end to end to this path. So that was the stuck point. I was not getting exactly like how my technical experience I will put, and the admission team I will be able to convince them. So these all things making me stuck that time, but I'm so glad to find you, and we did it.
All right. And we are actually glad that we worked with you. In fact, my next question is very much, on the similar lines. So, because we have worked together and we had multiple sessions around, helping you out around
Yeah.
applications and so on. What is that one thing which stood out when it comes to your experience with us with Global Creed? What is that one thing which you think that this is something which actually helped you around your preparation? And if you have many more of them, what is that one which was the best one out of those?
So the main thing I was my essays point, I'll say. I know they ask couple of question. I need to tell the answers, and I was telling in my way how I have worked in technical, and that my based on my experience, I was using all that adjectives, that I'm that, I did that, I do that. But the kind of authenticity that essays required, that I was not aware, which you help me to get out that Pratibha, we don't want to, I don't want to put that exactly. Just tell the work, how you did that. Then only this adjective will make the sense. So I think that thing I was not aware completely, that how I need to put in my essays. And that was the main roadblock which we have overcome with you.
Perfect, perfect, absolutely. I think, and I keep talking, and during our conversations, I have mentioned. I think the essay is the most important part when it comes to the application because that's their way of looking at your life. So wonderful. So tell me one thing now. When it is done and you are done with all that, all that challenges, all kind of thoughts whether you will make it or not. Now, when you have made it, and if you look back, what do you think is one north star in your overall profile or one X factor which actually stood out, which you think has been the reason, at least from your end, what you believe that you made it to ISB?
Okay. The X factor, I think, in my profile was kind of work I do, except the professional work.
Right.
The kind of mentorship program I do, the kind of belief I have to uplifting others, the way I do the mentorship programs, multiple mentorship program in Salesforce, in my team, and young women in STEM, science, technology, mathematics, that kind of thing, that kind of mentorship program, and the community involvement, I think the X factor in my profile, where I have the thing to giving back to the community. Uh, I think it is.
Absolutely. I think one of the thing which, and of course, while working with a lot of other people, one thing which stood out for me when we had our first conversation was the kind of work which you do out of your, apart from what you do professionally. And that's not only from the perspective of that you have to do it for social impact thing, or just for the application, but the kind of work which you do with so many people and you're touching their lives and helping them, that was really wonderful. And I could tell you, so many aspirants I have worked with, I think there you stand out completely. And this is something which I keep telling you. For ISB, you need to have something in that social impact part, which is really good. All right. So now when you have made it, let me ask you, what would be your advice to the future aspirants? Because let me tell you, through the internet as a medium, a lot of people will look at this discussion, and there would be people who would be aspiring to get into ISB. What do you think? What is your advice to them? What do you think they should do? Because they would be at the same point where you were, maybe 6 months, 8 months back, where you were thinking about whether to apply or not to apply. What do you think? What is your advice to them?
Uh, I also gone through multiple videos like that where people were giving some advice. I was noting down and I was working on that. So happy to
Right.
share that. I think the first thing you should know exactly why you want to do that. You should know your story, where you want to stand out. In the interview process, that is the main thing that they will grill you based on your why you
Right.
want to do that, why you will, what you will bring to their table, and what you are thinking from that school. So that the first thing is the why. And the second thing is that you need to start your building your application. Do not think that it is just a form and you will fill it in 15 days. So take a proper timing to all your work you can put into. And the third thing, I think that guidance, you should ask for help. You should see that who can help you in that process and ask for the help.
Perfect, perfect. Absolutely. I think you laid it down really well. So now when you are about to start the course, what are your expectations? What you are looking forward to?
So I'm super excited, first of all, and so happy. Uh, I'm looking all these, whatever the gaps I found out why I have started. I am looking all those to fill to get that kind of exposure and the kind of diversity I have in my cohort. So I'm very excited to get the things from different minds, different backgrounds. So these all things in July, my course will start, and I'm super happy.
So have you guys already met those WhatsApp group being created where you
Yes,
have the
yes.
entire cohort?
Yes, so we went for a dinner that ISB invited us, and then we had a group, WhatsApp group where we talk, where we share our LinkedIn, that who is doing what. So this, yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I think quite excited time ahead. The last segment of our discussion, we keep it to our rapid fire. So let me ask you very quick questions and let's see what you answer for those. So first question is one word to describe ISB.
I think it's a dream.
Okay. Tougher challenge, essay or interview?
Yes.
Essay.
Yeah.
The very first thing you did after getting the admit.
Okay. I shared this news to my family and friends who were with me throughout that journey.
Absolutely. I think that's needed also. The single most stressful part of the process.
I think that is essays. Sometimes you have a time bound and you need to give your best that time, 20 minutes.
Okay. The biggest ISB myth you want to bust for the aspirants.
Okay. The biggest myth, I think, that you think you have your profile and you try to show that the professional consultant you. In my case, which I was trying initially, no, it's the authenticity they look for. It's your own story they look for. So how authentic you are, there is a more chance you get it. So they say like uh, there is a saying that fake it until you make it. I think that don't work here.
Right. I think that doesn't work anywhere, to be honest. But yeah. So, one habit that kept you sane during this journey,
One habit.
that kept you sane while, all the insanity was around, that whether you will make it or not during this whole journey.
I think that just a confidence on yourself that okay, I'm giving my 100%. Rest is I cannot control.
All right. So, if you go back and you can tell something to yourself pre application, what would that be?
Uh, that is like find the right guidance. That one thing, and be authentic in your stories. And these two things are there, then you will get it.
All right. One word for Global Creed.
Okay. I think the kind of guidance I got, the help I got from Global Grid, I cannot explain in words. I want to highlight one more thing. I got a tuition waiver, a scholarship,
All right.
25%. I think that's all due to Global Grid.
Thank you so much. I still believe it's because of your profile, but yeah, thank you so much for that. All right, so Prathiba, this has been incredibly insightful. I think the people who gonna see this, they are at a similar stage where you were last year. They would get a lot of out of this. In fact, this is our, by the way, for this year, this is our first session of Raw. So we call it Real Advice That Works. So we'll keep on having these sessions as we go forward with all of our alumni. But it has been really, really great working with you. Let me tell you the kind of professionalism which you have around everything. That is really wonderful. Just one last parting statement, anything which I have not covered in any of the questions and you wanted to say, I leave it to you, whatever you want to say.
So I really want to highlight the kind of work you do, Devansh, the kind of support I get every time with your whole team, the kind of that there are lots of mock interviews, how we were doing mock, but like 3 mock in a day, and the kind of essays we are going forward every time, going back and forward. I think I'm really so glad to have you guys and the kind of help and guidance I got. And I will definitely want others to take the guidance.
Thank you so much, Pratibha, and it has been wonderful. And what we always say with to all our alumni is that our connect is not only till the time we're working with you on your application. We are always there. Anything, anytime you need, we are always there. And of course, we'll keep on reaching out to you throughout this journey. So it has been a wonderful session, and thank you everyone for watching us today. We'll keep on continuing with this series, and as we go forward, we'll have more and more ISB successful candidates, and we'll know their journey. It has been wonderful working with you, Pratibha, so thank you so much.